Are your combos getting broken all the time? Maybe it's time you tried the pro combos. Hey guys, this is Tom Box, and for this Metatrend video, rather than bringing down the chalkboard, I'm gonna go hands-on the tabletop side and demonstrate all the top tier combos you need to know for this competitive format. The combos that are going to be demoed today are going to be Cyberse, we're going to look at Swordsoul, and we're going to look at the based combo. And yes, I am going to show you guys the Virtual World Punk combo. You guys have unlocked it by commenting and liking the previous video, so make sure you guys like this video and hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, and let's get going. This particular combo for Virtual World Punk, I don't recommend you trying this at a competitive event because you're going to get dunked on by hand traps. With a hand trap ratio at 30%, it's not likely going to fly. Just putting that out there. Unless the skill level of your locals is like not as strong, then that's okay. Then you can go ahead and style on them. To execute this combo, you're just going to need access to a no punk Zeman, and we just need a Virtual World name that is not Lulu, because you search that one along the way in the combo. So to begin this, we're just going to normal summon out the Zeman, activate the effect to search for a Foxy Tune, that's 600 life points, and we're going to activate the Foxy Tune, discarding her, and if that resolves, we're going to discard another card to special summon out the Madam Spider. Activate Madam Spider to search for a Dangerous Gabu. This is just to help maintain hand size. You don't have to play if you don't want to. And with these two, let's kick it off. We're going to go Link Summon into a Christian Hockey Fabrics. Hockey Fabrics effect, we're going to summon out the Despot 01. With the Despot 01, we're going to go into the infamous Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Auroradon effect, we're going to summon out our 3 tokens, and that's going to trigger our Despot 01. Summon it back out. Despot 01 is going to synchro summon with one of the tokens into a Cupid Pitch. We're going to reduce the level of a Cupid Pitch to 3, and now we're going to activate Auroradon's other effect to summon out a Mecha Phantom Beast from the deck, the Colt Wing. And with the Colt Wing, there is a Mecha Phantom Beast. We're going to trigger that effect to summon out 2 more Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. And this is where the combo really gets good, where we finally get our first Virtual World name Synchro Summon into a Virtual World Beast Juju. And this is going to trigger Cupid Pitch because Cupid Pitch has a mandatory effect. And we have to burn our opponent for 600, and we get to add a Lulu into our hand because this is a 600 defense monster. So now with that, we're going to activate the Lulu, target the Juju, and we're going to send to the graveyard a Qinglong while adding a Chuche to our hand. So we summon this one out. So this is our current hand, and with this we immediately perform another synchro. We're going to synchro into a Stardust Charge Word. We're going to draw a card into our hand. Now we're going to maintain the name on the field. So we're going to activate GG, target the Juju, and we're going to send into the graveyard a Xuanwu. It's kind of important that it is Xuanwu early on, and we're going to summon this onto the field. And now we can finally get rid of the Juju by overlaying it and Xyz summoning into a Beatrice. With the Beatrice here, we can just activate the effect right now to throw into the graveyard a Nian Nian. And we go for the Qinglong now, and we get to add a Lao Lao, and we have to put a card into the graveyard. Let's just put away the Punk card, or we can get rid of like the Gamma that we can't use. Now we're going to activate Xuanwu, so we gotta get rid of another card in our hand. So we're gonna activate the Xuanwu, we're gonna revive the Lulu, and we have to discard another card. So I guess we get rid of the Nibiru now, or something like that, or one of the cards that you just drew. And because a level 3 was summoned, the Nian Nian will now trigger and summon it herself out. This is level 7 thanks to only having the 1/3 token here, so that we can synchro these off. This is gonna banish the Nian Nian, and we're going to summon out the Baroness. And this is going to trigger your Nian Nian to put a card back. We'll put the Qinglong back into the deck. And now we're going to synchro once again with the token. This is like a synchro heavy deck. And we're going to synchro this into our Muddy Mud Dragon. And now we're finally going to use Lao Lao. And Lao Lao, we're going to have to send a Chuche into the graveyard because we need another 6. So we're going to target our GG once again. And we're going to send a Chuche into the graveyard and special summon out the Lao Lao. Lao Lao is going to revive the Lulu. And for our first summon, we're going to synchro summon these two into a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And we're going to now activate Chuche's effect. We're going to increase the level of this to 6. And now that it is level 6, we can perform not a synchro summon, but we're gonna send them both to the graveyard for Zolkin. And remember that gate that we added early on in the turn? Well, now is the time to set it. So now if we set it, that's going to trigger the Zolkin. Zolkin's gonna summon out the Crystal Wing. So we did manage to get all the bosses out on the field in one turn. During the end phase, GG effect, don't forget about it. We're going to add back either the Lulu or the Lao Lao. I think Lulu is just a better choice in this case. And don't forget, we did set our Chuche on the board. So during your opponent's turns, draw phase, activate the Beatrice, dump the Scythe, And now during standby phase, you can attempt to revive it with the Baron. Baron can just go do a little cycle loop here. This goes back into the extra deck, and now you can summon out the Scythe. So, you know, kind of just give you a little bit of a reference here. And in terms of negation, if they try to droplet you, you go activate the Chuche if they don't send a trap, especially when they don't send a trap card. I don't know who actually runs that many trap cards, but basically activate the Chuche, and now this is unlocked out of the chain, so you can activate actually chain the hot red onto the droplet, and making sure that everything goes live. And you still have a negation, and it's still stuck under. This is a pretty deadly board, and when you activate this, you don't even have to pop a card. You just need to flip it face up just to ruin the chain a little bit. Okay, on to some real combos now. This is the one card Scythe lock, DPE plus Scythe, and since they do play the Rite of Emissary, we're just going to throw it in there. So we're going to activate Rites, and we're going to summon out our token, and we're going to put their Faithful Adventure onto the field. And next, we're going to normal summon our Cyberse gadget, triggering the Faithful Adventure. We're going to add the Draco back into our hand. And now we're going to activate Faithful Adventure to add the Griffin Rider into our hand. And we're going to discard our Rideable Dragon, activate the Rideable Dragon, and you can even chain the Griffin Rider to summon it onto the field. So now we have our Omni Negate and we have the Equip. So we lost nothing in our hand, and we just decided to throw in our brick in our hand just for fun. So next, we're going to go Cyberse gadget, link into Link Disciple. Cyberse gadget effects, summon out a token onto the field. Okay. And now we're going to link off that token to Link Devotee. Link Devotee has a mandatory effect to activate that locks you out of linking into anything Link 3 or higher. So we go here, and now we got Link Disciple effect. We're going to activate it, tribute to draw one and put one back to the bottom of the deck. Crazy, right? You put this dasher right back into the bottom of the deck. That sounds fine. That's going to trigger Link Devotee. Devotee is going to summon out 2 tokens now. Right, that's pretty easy. And next we're going to link off token and the Disciple, and that's going to go into our artifact Dagda. Now you need something to proc that Dagda, and we are kind of already used up that side package here, so we're going to link this token off into another Link Devotee, and Devotee has a mandatory trigger, so it's going to activate, and Dagda, you can activate Dagda here, and Dagda is going to set the Scythe onto the field. And since we're only locked out of Link 3s and higher, we're going to link this into Link 2. You're getting our Predaplant Vertanaconda. And now you can activate Predaplant Vertanaconda, pay the cost of throwing the Fusion Destiny into the graveyard. And you have an Omni Negate while under, so you can send away the Dasher and the Celestial, summoning out the DPE. And there you have it, 1 card combo. It takes less than 2 minutes to execute. And you can activate the DPE to pop these 2 just in case they have Super Poly. And then you can bring this back and you can avoid all the problems. When this comes back, you pop the Scythe. And now they're under a Scythe and you still have a DPE coming back. And you still have a full loaded hand. Tenyi Swordsoul Hulk combo. This is something we featured in our Punk Swordsoul video because that is also a Hulk based build, but there's a different combo line in this video, and this was highlighted by Hani Jawari and Pack, so shout outs to them. And why don't we get started by kind of talking about what you need. You need basically some way to summon out Adhara, and you need another name on the field, and preferably some way to put an Ashina into the graveyard, which is why you play Vessel. This can be replaced with Vessel for most cases, and let's begin. So starting off with the first summon, we got Ashina special summon onto the field, and we're going to link that off into a Monk of the Tenyi. Then we're going to activate the Adhara to special summon itself out, and now we got a tuner, so we can go into Christian Hulky Fibrax. Hulky Fibrax effect is going to summon out the Despot 001, and we're going to upgrade that into the next link into the Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. This is going to trigger and activate and summon out our 3 tokens. Seems pretty easy. With the 3 tokens, we're going to summon out our Despot 01 thanks to this trigger, and this is where it starts to deviate, guys. We're going to start with the Omni Negate of Herald of the Arc Light. This one you have to be very careful of stuff in your hand. They're getting banished now. And from here, we're going to activate the Ashuna. Ashuna is going to summon out the Adhara. Now, before we go any further, make sure you have a name in your hand. If you don't have a name in your hand, then you're probably going to want to add one into your hand by activating the other Adhara already, and you can put this Ashuna back in your hand. So now we haven't even normal summoned, and that's the best part, because now we're going to go into the Yazi. We're going to immediately synchro these off with the Yazi. Auroradon effect, tribute itself, and pop the Yazi. These are all on the field, so they're not going to get banished. And Yazi's effect is going to go off, and that's going to summon our Moye, and that's going to give us our first name. And with the Ashuna, we can reveal it. And don't forget, we are technically Worm Block right now, so we're going to summon out our token, and we're going to perform a synchro summon into our Qishao. Alright, so once Qishao is summoned out, we've got Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. We get to draw a card. I guess it doesn't really matter what we get. Sure, if we get this, is even better. If we were to have it in hand, that's fine too. And we can also add a Long Yan into our hand, and we're gonna upgrade that Long Yan into a different Long Yan. And we're gonna activate Long Yan. We're gonna banish this because when we discard, it's gonna banish thanks to the Herald. And think of this as a Baron, basically. And now with this, we're gonna summon out a token. And now we're gonna perform a Synchro Summon. We're gonna burn your opponent, but since we're worm locked, we can go into the new Long Yan with Qixing Long Yan, and this is gonna do a lot of burn, lots of control. Set whatever you have to control your opponent, and basically go off from there. So this is what the combo looks like. And yeah, we have even normal summon. So if you want to extend further, you can normal summon and banish and keep going. Now for this combo, you just need to start with a Rite of Aramesir, and you just need some way to get a tuner and a non-tuner and go into Hulk, and that's it. Let's just play it out. So we're going to go with Rite of Aramesir, and that's going to generate our main character token, and it's going to put the Faithful Adventurer onto the field. From there, we're going to activate the Emergency Teleport, and we're going to use this to generate our tuners. So there's our tuner of Zeman, and now Faithful Adventurer will activate, and that's going to add us the Draco back into our hand. Now that we have the Draco back, we have something to discard, so we're going to activate Faithful Adventurer once again to get the Griffin Rider, and then we're going to discard away the Draco back. Draco back will activate to try to equip itself onto a monster, and we're going to activate the Griffin Rider as well, so we'll just get them all onto the field all at once. Now we'll begin to use the punk stuff. We're going to activate the effect of Zeman, and we're going to add the Madam Spider into our hand. You can go for Foxy Tune, but Foxy Tune was gonna lower our hand size, so we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna normal summon out the Madam Spider. And now we're going to perform our first Link summon into Crystal Hulky Fibrax. Crystal Hulky Fibrax effect, we're gonna get our Red Rose Dragon summon from the deck. And Red Rose Dragon, we're going to synchro with the Griffin Rider to go into our Baron. So note that there's just 3 cards in our hand that we haven't used yet, and if it is Magician's Soul, we could have used it as our additional monster, and then we could send these away so that we can draw 2 cards. But anyways, continuing on from here, Red Rose Dragon is going to activate now in our graveyard to summon out the Rox Rose Dragon, and Rox Rose Dragon's effect on normal or special summon, we're going to grab ourselves a Rose-based spell card, and we got ourselves Basil Rose Shoot. And from here, we're going to synchro away the token, and this is going to get rid of our Draco back, and that's going to summon out our Yazi. Yazi is now going to get popped by the Baron effect, so we're going to pop it, and that's going to summon out Mermere. If Mermere gets stuck in your hand and you don't have Illusion of Chaos to put it back, then you're going to have to work on a different combo line. And you can learn it by just trying out the deck. From here, this is where we get a bit more interesting. So we're going to activate Mermere, so that's going to put it at 6, so you have a total of like that many counters. We're going to summon out one of its tokens, and now we're going to activate Basil Rose Shoot, summoning back one of our Rose Tuner monster. We're just going to synchro it off as a 4, giving us Herald of the Arc Light. Herald of the Arc Light is so crucial because it prevents that droplet from activating during the standby phase. There's nothing on the field, so it's just going to be really hard for them to do anything like that. And if they can't send a monster, we can always negate it with our monster effects as well. So that's why droplet is not going to be able to stop this, and this is going to be gone as well. So now we're going to activate it once again. Now we're at 5. We got another token on the field, and this is the part where we're going to get rid of our Hulky Fibrax and our token, and we're going to go into a Dagda. We saved one last activation for here, so Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Chainlink 2, the Dagda is now going to set the Scythe onto the field, and we're going to summon an additional token. And finally, we're going to link away the Mermere and the Dagda into Predaplant Vertanaconda. And Predaplant Vertanaconda effect, we're going to activate it, pay the cost, 2,000 life points, and send the spell card. And we're going to banish the 2 pieces because these are monsters and they're coming from the deck. They're going to be banished, and that's going to summon out our DPE. DPE effect, we're going to pop the token and the Anaconda, and therefore we can't get super poly. And from here, it's just very difficult for them to kind of play through this, because once you resolve this against a combo deck, they basically lose. And that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys learned a thing or two, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. I am working on the ultimate counter guide, and don't forget about tomorrow's video where we cover the undefeated in Swiss Plunder Patrol. Taking care of business, immune to Scythe. If that's what you like to hear, then don't forget to check out tomorrow's video as well. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and don't forget to check out MSTmerch.com. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.